something happens to you personally, the kind of conviction and the kind of authority with which you can talk absolutely changes. And like I said, energy never lies, right? So you all can gauge the way I'm talking, the kind of conviction I have when I talk about this entire process. So fortunately for me, anyway, everybody knows that I went to Delhi for a trip, right? Where I did around 5 sessions in, like I had a session in the morning, one in the evening, again next morning, next evening, a gap, then one session, and I was back to Calcutta. So it was a very, very hectic schedule. And I was kind of challenging myself because I, like you all know, it takes me double the effort to talk. I had decided that I need to prove a point to myself. So I had made this insane schedule, that too in Delhi. Okay, not my hometown, not with the comfort of whatever I have, and morning, evening. But I was very charged. I was very certain that I want to do this for myself. But what happened was I was perfectly fine. Just 3 days before, 4 days before that, I was feeling bright of health and very energetic and excited, and I was cleaning my drawer. Okay, for me, cleaning is the biggest therapy possible. Removing clutter, cleaning, it kind of calms my mind down. And I got overexcited and I bent and started cleaning a drawer which is right in the lower rung. And I'm not supposed to bend because my lower back is a big tender. I manage it well. All they told me is don't bend forward to that level. But I was super excited, super energized, and I bent happily and cleaned the whole drawer and everything. But while getting up, my back was totally locked, and there was excruciating pain. And somehow I managed. But then the point was, after 3 days, I had this flight to Delhi and 5 talks lined up. That too live. That too where I would be standing. That there too where I'll be liable to other people. So I was extremely tense, and my husband was shouting, and my friend was screaming that why did you need to do this cleaning right now? You're crazy. But anyway, it had happened. So I was wondering what to do, how many pills will I pop, right? Fortunately, I had just seen and studied this entire heal your body by talking to yourself and doing this particular code. I had just gone through that and studied that. So I thought, why not apply it? So I'm going to teach you all that today. That's what I'm going to talk about. I started practicing that, okay, day in, day out, with full faith and with full conviction that this is going to work. Because I believe in such things. I know how divinely intelligent the body is. I understand the concept, and it was something just related to me. I somehow just soaked it in. I said, I'll try that. So I started doing that.
Way of rock. Rock.
I started doing that and my back started healing miraculously. Okay, I was doing it day in, day out. And then I called my mom, and she was going through a very bad cough and cold, and she was extremely stubborn about not taking antibiotics. So we tried to tell her, Mama, take, why you're doing this and all. But she said, I'll take some kadha, I'll do this, I'll do that, but I won't take the medicine. So then I told her, okay, fine, just why don't you try this code also, the code that I'm going to teach you all about. And she also did it. Okay, and all was going well. I was healing very fast, miraculously, without medicine minded. I just took one myospaz one day, otherwise nothing. And the day before I was going to Delhi again, I woke up in the morning and I saw that my right eye had become swollen and like a big potato. Okay, I couldn't open my eyes. The eyelids were so swollen. I said, oh shit, what has happened? It seems either some insect bit me or something happened, I don't know, at night. That when I woke up in the morning, my eyes were swollen and big. And then I was like absolutely panicky that next morning is the flight, and then I have the talks, and it's going to look so bad. And obviously, you don't feel very confident if you have one eye which is swollen like a potato. But then again, I was extremely confident because my back was healing. Okay, that I'm going to use this code, and I'm 100% sure that my eyes are going to be totally okay by the time I'm on stage. That was a day after. All I did was I put ice, no eye drop, nothing, and I kept on chanting, kept on thinking, kept on directing my body to heal itself. And it started actually healing. And by the time I took the flight and reached Delhi the next day, my eye was completely normal. Okay, I'm not saying that if I had taken medicines, it would have not worked or worked. The point is not that. The point is that you can just, by talking to your body, by invoking the divine intelligence, the consciousness that is there in each cell of your body, you can heal your body. So these are very minor, small instances that I have given you. But actually, there's so much study, there's so much research about all this. You all must have heard about the placebo effect, right? That if a person thinks that a certain drug is working, and actually it may not, it may just be a sugar pill, it actually heals the person, because the belief system or your mind is telling your mentally you're thinking that has to work, so it starts working. So let me explain to you how this entire thing works. This is the gist of how it works, and then we'll go to the code. So see, you have to understand that your mind, you have thoughts, okay, in your mind, and those thoughts are something which you manifest. Your thoughts become things. I know this is a very cliched thing which I keep saying, thoughts become things, but it is a fact that what you think, you manifest. The same thing goes for your body too. Here we are going to talk specifically about our bodies, not about any kind of manifestation. So what happens is, if you think that you are unwell, okay, and you cannot get okay, or you are always thinking negative thoughts, or you're always in a negative state of mind, or more importantly, if you are using negative words, which in turn are creating negative imagery in your mind, you will keep living in that state of dis-ease, as in disease. Okay, so when you think a thought, you have words, and simultaneously there's a certain picture that the mind is visualizing, right? So in fact, I just read a quote which was so beautiful. They said that when you close your eyes, you see better. Just mark this, huh? When you close your eyes, you see better, because then you are shutting your conscious mind, and you can see, or you can use your imagination to actually see what you actually want to see. You get my point? So that is why when you close your eyes, you are in a different state where you are a little more elevated, because you can see better, because you are using your imagination, and you can make it as per your requirement. Okay. So the whole thing is, the mind controls the body. And how does it control the body? It controls the body through the words, through the thoughts, number one, and the thoughts in turn shape the words that we are using, and that in turn kind of influences our body. Okay, so our body is made up, each cell has its own consciousness, and they keep communicating with each other, right? That's why the kidney and the liver and the heart and the hand, everything is coordinated, everything is working, because there's so much communication, so much information that is passing between each cell, and it's like this huge, it's this miraculous thing that God has made. Can you believe, actually, when you just think of the miracle of the body, don't you get goosebumps? When you actually go to the doctor, you realize that there's so many parts of the body and such intricacies that are there, and every time this body is functioning, and it's renewing itself, and it's passing information here and there through neurons and through the cells, and they're connecting with each other. So we are this whole miraculous living thing. Okay, and that, my friends, the beauty of this is that is something that you can control with your thoughts and your mind, because your mind is actually controlling the body. In fact, there was a campaign. We have an advertising agency. There was a campaign where we were trying to make a campaign on an ointment, a fast relief ointment, okay, a pain relief ointment. And the slogan that was chosen after much research was that the pain is in the brain. Okay, the pain is in the brain. That actually it is in the brain that that thing happens, and it manifests in the body. But it was so complicated, we thought it won't be possible for the general people to understand, so we kind of scrapped it. But the pain is in the brain. Okay, so how do you do this? What do you do? So the thing is very simple. All you need to do is you need to talk to your body. अच्छा, थोड़ा हिंदी में बोले। आपको अपने बॉडी के साथ बात करना है। आपको यू नीड टू टॉक टू योर बॉडी। बहुत सिंपल, लाइक हाउ यू आर हैविंग अ कॉन्वर्सेशन विद योर डॉटर, विद योर चाइल्ड, विद गॉड, you need to talk to your body that way. Do you all have a conversation with God? I hope everybody says yes, because you need to. Okay, so you need to talk to your body in that same way, as if it is the most beautiful, most loving friend. You live in your body, right? So it has to be your friend. That is your temple. because you are residing in that temple, which is your body. So you need to talk to your body. Number one, the first step is with gratitude and love. Okay, I will come to the code later because I want to set this premise of how things go. So if you are grateful for the body that you have and you understand that love heals everything, right? Half your problem is solved. So instead of saying, I'm fat, I'm so ugly, I don't have this, I have this kind of cheeks, I have a double chin, my stomach is out, my bumps are this. Instead of saying that, if you just say, I'm beautiful the way I am perfect the way I am, I love myself the way I am, half your problem gets solved. Half your disease will get solved because you're not rejecting. You're not being in the negative frame. You are somewhere, it's said the only way to get the body you want is to love the body you have. Let me repeat that. The only way you can get the body you want is to love the body you have. Okay, so number one is, first you need to be thankful and you need to love the body. Now, how do you talk to your body? So this whole thing is how to talk to the body to heal itself, right? So there's a certain quote made by Marissa Peer. She's one of the most famous hypnotherapists of Britain, and she's an iconic figure herself. So this code is called the DICCC code. It's called the Dick code. She named it Dick because it sounds hilarious, because everybody remembers Dick. It's a slang, but she named it Dick code. And I'm going to share this with you, and I'm going to explain how you can use this every single day in your daily life, just on yourself, in order to get what you want, the kind of health, the vibrancy to cure your problems, to do whatever. Like, I use this code just to heal my back pain. I use this code to heal my eye. And this time when I was on the trip, I'll tell you all how I did this. Okay, so let me just share this so that you all can understand, and please note this down. I want you all to write this. So the code is called the DICC code. Okay, I direct, instruct, command, compel, code my body to heal itself now. I repeat, I direct, instruct, compel, command, code my body to heal itself now. This is the DICC code. Everybody, please just take a screenshot. If not, please write it down. This is what we are going to use in order to heal our body. And we will understand why we need to use this code and how it works. Okay. If you just remember DICCC, it will be very easy. Then you'll know the words as it is. I direct, I instruct, compel, command, and code my body to heal itself. So what happens is, there are just two things, okay? Number one is the pictures that you have in your head and the words that you construct, okay? So in fact, there was this study where cancer in the United States, cancer was used. I don't remember the name of the hospital. Cancer, there were certain patients who had cancer who were doing chemotherapy and all. A certain sector of them were taken to do image therapy through using the Silva method. I'll talk about the Silva method later. Basically, image therapy, just visualizing themselves getting okay by just meditating, by visualizing. And those people healed immediately, much, much faster than the other people. Okay, just by using the power of the mind, because they were commanding their cancer cells to stop multiplying. So how do you need to do it? Supposing I have this back pain, okay? So I will tell my back, I direct, instruct, command, and compel my back to heal itself and go back to its normal, flexible self now. Okay? So supposing you have, like I said, a migraine, then you will say, I direct, instruct, compel, and command and code my head to heal and go back to its normal, focused, vibrant self now. So there is one more condition. You need to use the word now, not in the future. So why is it that you're saying these things? Direct, command, compel, code. So if you realize, actually they mean the same thing: directing, commanding, compelling. But the point is the emphasis. The point is the feeling. The point is the authority with which you are telling your body. Okay, so supposing you say, I hope I get okay. Oh, I wish this happens. I dream of this. So these are all vague words. The mind doesn't know past, present. It's a feeling mind. So when you are saying, I direct you to do this, I command you to do this, I compel you to do this, the mind knows, and the body, the mind is telling the body, right? And they're communicating all the time that this woman needs business, that she intends that her body it has to heal, and it has to heal. It has no choice, because all they want to do is just listen to what you're saying. That is their prime job. They will listen to whatever you are thinking and whatever you are saying. And as we know, I keep saying repetition is king, right? So that is why you're repeating it 4 times. I direct, I instruct, I command, I compel, and then I code my body to go back to its original perfect self. So if you do this, so if you identify whatever your problem is, be it a headache, be it an eye problem, be it a back pain, be it any kind of problem you have, okay, just form that sentence, please. Say, I direct, command, compel, and code my back, code my eyes, code my whatever you problem you have. I direct, compel, and command my mind to stable itself so that I don't overthink. So don't use the word overthink. That is a negative. See, so that I'm calm and collected, so that I can focus, so that you can use this for your body in every single part. And like I said, I constantly did this. You need to do it a minimum of 15 times, 20 times. The best time to do it is once, soon as you get up in the morning and when you are sleeping, right? Everybody now knows why we do that, because our mind is in the alpha brainwave frequency. That time our logical mind is sleeping and our subconscious mind is stronger. That is the state, the brainwave, when we are in meditation. So things seep in faster. The effect is more. So always you need to do it when you get up in the morning, when you're slightly groggy. Say it 10 times, 5 times, that I command my back to get okay. I command that it goes back to becoming strong and flexible and absolutely healed to its perfect original self. I code my back. Say these words. Say these words with full authority, with full faith, with full conviction, and understand that it has to work, because your mind controls the body and the body has to listen. Okay, just let me tell you one thing. How does trauma happen? We say na एक second में ऐसा कुछ हुआ कि trauma हो गया. A person gets traumatized, right? उसको कुछ ऐसा incident होता है कि he holds the pain back, right? That is how suddenly something happens. So if suddenly you can get trauma and you can become ill, so why is it not possible that suddenly you can become okay too? It is our mental belief, that we think that no, healing will take very long, while getting trauma can be a matter of seconds. बोलते हैं ना, एक ऐसा इंसिडेंट हुआ कि वो आदमी एकदम उसको उसको चोट लग गया अंदर से, और वो कभी ठीक ही नहीं हो पाया, तो 1 सेकंड लगता है ना उसमें. So if you can get traumatized in a second, you can heal in a second too. You need to accept the fact that it is possible. It is because we are so conditioned by our limiting beliefs. It is because we are so conditioned by all the negative thinking that we have, that we are unable to get out and become okay. Please give yourself that permission to believe that this is possible, because nothing, you all have heard of many incidents where people have cancer and the doctor says that, he won't be able to live for so long or stuff like that, right? But you have heard of miracles. In fact, the whole premise of Louise Hay book or so many other books is how they cured themselves just by their self-talk, just by that faith that things are okay. When medicine doesn't work, something higher comes in, right? So I'm not saying that don't believe in medicine, but why don't you equip yourself with something more, with that belief, number one. There are 1,000 instances. In fact, I believe now abroad, you're not even allowed to tell a cancer patient that you have, your prognosis is that you will live for 6 months or 7 months, because your mind starts believing that and you can never get okay, because it has captured your mind. In fact, in the OT also, they're not supposed to say, because subconsciously you're hearing that, oh, the case is a disaster, it's very bad. They say, no, it's great, it's wonderful, it's all happening. You're only allowed to use positive words. The doctor cannot tell you anymore that this is the time period. How does the doctor know so much? How does the doctor know? How does he have any control over miracles? Does he have control over your thoughts? You have control over your thoughts. You are the master of your thoughts. You can manifest a better life, a better body. You can heal yourself by your thoughts, not the doctor. The doctor has a certain role, but after that, it is up to you. That is where the placebo effect comes in. Because you believe. There was this whole experiment. Everybody can Google this, by Dr. JB Mosley. Okay, he took 10 US veterans, war veterans, and those who are suffering with severe arthritis, and out of those 10 people, he did actual surgery on just 2. On the other 8, they came back with a bandage and all the stitches and all, and they all thought they had surgery, but actually they hadn't. Only 2 of them had surgery. And when they were checked after a month. All 10 of them had healed equally, because their belief, because their mind was telling them that you have had that brilliant expensive surgery, and now you're going to get okay, it has to get okay. They healed themselves just by their talk. Actually, the self talk, that, oh my God, I've got such a brilliant surgery at the hand of one of the best doctors, my knee is going to get okay, and it actually got okay. That is the power of placebo. That is the power of the mind. And this is a research. I want everybody to Google it. I want everybody to do your own study, so that you can, if you need that, to make you further believe and further practice this. And if you think just hearing me is enough, so be it. Because I have done a whole lot of study. So use this DICCC code. DICC code. DICC technique. There are 3 C's. Okay, so every time there are 2-3 specific things, you need to use the word now. I code it now. Secondly, you need to be very specific about what your problem is. Supposing it is a back pain, you need to say lower back pain, upper back pain. Supposing it is hair, supposing your hair is falling, you're supposed to say that I direct, command, instruct, and command the hair in my head to go back to a thick and proper, healthy crop. So you need to be very, very specific. Okay, so there are 2 things that I told you till now which you need to know. Number 1, the code itself. Number 2, that you need to use the word now with full emphasis and with full faith. Number 3, you need to be ultra specific about what you're talking about. Number 4, you need to repeat it a minimum for 15, 20, 30 times in the day. And the best times to do it, 1 in the morning, 1 at night before you go to sleep, in the shower, when you're under the shower, sometimes you get into that meditative mode. There's so much peace. You're just under the shower, water is falling. You've heard of water meditation also, right? Shower meditation. That is another very good time when you can say this code. You direct your bodies. First, send love, that I love you for being there. I love you so much. You are my temple. So everything starts with love and gratitude. As soon as you have trapped into that vibration of love and gratitude for what you already have, and then you do this code and use the right words, okay, at the right time, and trust you me, friends, it works. It has to work. It has to work. It has no option. Why is it that it's working for some people and some not? Because please check yourself. Somewhere you are blocking it with either disbelief, lack of faith, limiting thoughts. Somewhere you are blocking it, and that is reversible. It's just thoughts, and thoughts can change. That's the beauty, right? They are just thoughts, and thoughts can change. They are in your control. So use this code every time. And another very important thing, besides the now and all, don't use ownership words. Supposing you have a headache, don't say my headache. Supposing you have a back pain, don't say my back pain, my septicemia, my cancer, no, my. When you say my child, when you say this is the wife, just try saying that if your husband says this is the wife, you can slap him. Right? You say this is my wife, because that is the ownership, that is the love. You're owning that person. So you don't need to have ownership over your problem. The mind is, listen, your mind is always listening to what you're saying and thinking, right? So you will say the headache has gone away, or the headache. So when you're talking in common lingo, please be mindful of the words you're using. From now on, at least this much if you can do, not using ownership words for the problem that you have, a lot of things will get solved. Okay, so no using, say it has gone away, the headache has gone away. So you are detaching yourself that, okay, it is there right now and it needs to leave. So I was in Europe for a month and I had all the junk possible, and I came back happily with a nice muffin top, right? So now every day I have been doing this DICC code, telling my that I direct, instruct, command, and code my the excess fat in my upper tummy to melt away and leave it absolutely flat and toned in its original position. That is the code I've been saying right now. So you can find whatever your problem is, that I direct, instruct, command, control, and code my double chin to go away, to go back, and I get my chisel jaw. So these are the two codes I'm doing right now after my trip. So it's very simple. I know it will happen. There's no rush. I know it will happen. I'm doing the right technique. I'm doing it at the right time. I have the faith and I know it works. It has to work. It's as simple as that. I'm not going to torture myself for what I did, for the fact that I enjoyed, I should have been, or feeling guilty. Feeling guilty is the worst feeling possible, right? So live your life, but then know how to handle it. In fact, you'll be surprised. Like I said, I had no experiences. So when I was in Europe this time, obviously with the time difference, and then I was getting very constipated. So every time I used to use this code, that I direct, command, and command and compel and code my body to leave me absolutely clear stomached and fit so that I can eat more. Every morning, my stomach used to clear easy peasy. I had no problem because I used to code it at night and code it in the morning and then go to the bathroom. Trust you me, friends, I used this in this 1 month and I was shocked at the kind of results. My constipation has gone because all I do is I code my body. I tell my body that I want my stomach absolutely clean. And it's working. It's actually working. It's actually working. Okay. So again, I want to say a few things. The reason that we have these words, number one, is they are full of emphasis. They are full of emphasis, they have conviction, and the mind is trying to judge the feeling. You have to give your mind proper, vivid, powerful imagery. That is what it thrives on, feeling. Okay, so that is why you're using these words full of emphasis. Command, I command you, I compel you, I direct you, I instruct you. Imagine that person who's full of authority who's saying that. That is you. Number one was that. Number two, it is emphasis. You're repeating and you're emphasizing so that it goes into the mind and the brain and then into the body. Number three, it is not vague. So, you have this affirmation, which even I used to go around saying that every day in every way I'm getting better and better. But then actually it's so vague. What kind of an image can you get when you say every day I'm getting better and better? Nothing. The mind needs powerful, vivid images. So it has to be very, very specific, because you're not talking of logic, you're talking of a feeling mind. And no using the word I hope, I dream, I wish. You say I direct and command. So that is the reason these words have been chosen, they have been formulated, and that is why they work. The point is, you need to say it with that kind of faith. And 15-20 times a day, no using my or ownership word, number one, and being extremely specific about what you want, and keep on doing it unless it actually manifests. Okay, and especially like close your eyes and do it often, like, because I just love that quote, that when you close your eyes, you see better. I just loved that line. I just saw it recently. In fact, there's this story by Dr. Wayne Dyer. He's one of my favorite philosopher teachers. He has a lot of daughters. I don't know if you all know about Dr. Wayne Dyer much. He's no more. He has a lot of daughters, and his youngest daughter, she was a very beautiful girl, but she had a lot of, big, big warts kind of things coming out all on her skin. So they went to a lot of doctors, and the doctor says that as she goes older, it will go away. So years went by, she became much older as in the sense little girl only, 6 years, 7 years, but those things didn't go. And he went to a lot of doctors and they all told him that. And finally, he went to a doctor. He said that, actually, whoever's told you this is a misconception. This is not something that will go on its own. Okay. But he was a very wise person, and he was someone who believed beyond just the medicine, just beyond the science. He was a person who was very wise and open minded and believed in other things also, other possibilities. I like to use the word possibilities. So he turned to that little girl and he said that, why don't you talk to those little boils and warts and tell them to go away? Why don't you talk to your body? You know, so that little innocent girl, she just outright believed him, said, okay, doctor, I'll do that. And Dr. Venda used to say that at night, suddenly the daughter's under the blanket and she's put on a torch and she's talking. And he said, what are you doing, child? He said, I'm talking to my bots. I'm telling them to go away. She did that for months, 2 months, 3 months. And after a time, her entire skin just cleared and it all vanished. This is a true incident, friends. I'm not making this up. It just left her body because she used to talk to them full of love and said, please go away now. I don't need you. You were there, but now please. So her innocence and her faith, that little girl's, that made sure that that thing vanished. That is the power. Y'all have heard of thousands of incidents like this, right? Y'all can read this book called The Power of the Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. There he talks all about this. In fact, there was one father who used to tell his daughter, just randomly used to say that I can give my right hand if this happens to my daughter. I can give my right hand if I can get this. And actually, in a freak accident, he lost his right hand. It is so important to be mindful of the words that we speak. Please be careful about the words that we speak. In fact, you have to be careful in the sense that supposing you're tired, okay, and you say, oh my God, I'm so tired, I'm dying. Don't we say that? अरे तुम पगली हो क्या? We say that ना किसी को जब कुछ बात करते हैं हम लोग इतना बहुत emphatic words use करते हैं. Oh my God, I'm so tired. Oh my God, this is traumatic. Oh my God, I'm living in hell. When he explains, oh my God, this is sick. That's the latest style nowadays. The latest lingo is you say, oh, it's sick. It took me months to understand sick means good, actually. That's the slang lately. But you have to understand that the words that you are using, your body and your mind is hearing that. So instead of saying, oh my God, this is so traumatic, I'm living in hell, I hear a few girls now saying, oh my God, I'm dying. Please don't use words like those. You cannot imagine what you're doing. You are giving the most beautiful, dramatic, exciting picture to your brain, and it is getting very, very excited. It is going to manifest that in your life. So if you can do that, just do just the opposite. Say, I am so vibrant and beautiful and full of health with the most amazing body, and I can go trekking everywhere. It doesn't matter, you can do or not do. When you say, I'm dying in hell, oh my God, this is so traumatizing. Oh my God, I'm so tired, I can eat a horse. We are exaggerating, right? So it's not that we don't use it. So if you can use it in the negative, why not use it for the positive? See, your only job is to choose good thoughts. Your only job is to choose good, positive thoughts. That's it. And that is something you have power over. Not the doctor, not the healer, not anybody. This is between you and your body. This is your relationship with yourself. And you are the master. You are the master, my friends. So if you can just choose positive thoughts, improve the quality of your thoughts, and refuse. Supposing the doctor says that you have 25% chance of survival, live in the 25. Focus on the 25, not on the rest. But our mind will make sure we talk about the other one and forget about the 25. So from now on, whoever is there in this group, including me, we need to keep reminding ourselves that focus on that 25. That is still there. That 25 will become 50 and then 75 and then 100 just by the power of your thoughts, because you have understood this concept. The your thoughts are controlling your body, and you can just get rid of any kind of disease. Okay, so like I said, please, these simple things, you'll stop using melodramatic imagery when you're explaining things. I'll give you some example where there's some very nice ones. Okay, in fact, they say that dieting never works, because actually if you go to see, you're punishing yourself. Why are you punishing yourself? Why are you telling your body that you did a wrong thing? You know, that is why yours today is my cheat day. Cheating is a negative thing, right? Cheating is not good. Why are we using negative words? Everything is wrong. That is why they don't work, and people bloat back and again they go back and they're so distraught and unhappy because we are using negative thinking there. In fact, you know, if you've had some sugar and you've enjoyed it, after just say that my body is, using the sugar like broccoli. Why not? You know, it's like a salad. It's like a salad for me, and it is going to consume it all, and it will go back to its original shape. Say things like that. Instead, like I'll give you some very beautiful ones which I've just picked up. Like Marissa Peers has this favorite one. She says, "I'm not aging, I'm saging." You're becoming a sage. You're getting wiser. So don't say I'm aging. Say I'm saging. Don't say I'm in pain. Say I'm in discomfort, but I'll be fine. Say, don't say, oh my God, I'm so tired, I'm just going to die. Oh my God, I'm so tired, I can't move. Say, I need to charge my batteries. Simple. So you are not giving your brain or your mind things to get very excited about. We are going to use all that excitement, all that energy for positive things. Okay, because everything is about energy. Energy is limited. You need to understand where you want to channelize it. So you're going to say, my batteries needs charging. Okay. Supposing there's this sentence. Supposing somebody wants to get pregnant, I'm just trying to tell you how to make it fully complete, how words work. So supposing you say that I direct, I direct, instruct, command, and code my body to get pregnant now. Okay. But then maybe you'll get pregnant and then you may have a miscarriage, right? You may get pregnant so many times and you reach the end where you are able to actually have that baby. So please try to understand the subtlety, the depth to which I'm going. So what you need to say is, I conceive, carry, and deliver a perfect, healthy, robust baby now. I conceive, carry, and deliver. First you do the code. I direct, command, compel, code my body to conceive, carry, and deliver a healthy, robust baby now. Did you understand how I'm playing with words? How so important it is to give the right messages, to construct the right words, to talk properly to your body. Because if you're just saying that I command my body and code my body to get pregnant, that is incomplete. So you have to be extremely specific. Like I said, if you're back, in fact, you know, I don't want to sound pompous, but people have actually cured cancers. Actually, cancer has got cured just by talking to the body. Yes, we can try that, getting up early in the morning. Why not? So from now on, friends, we need to be very, very mindful, number one, of the thoughts we are thinking. Number two, of the way we are using our words. And number three, we need to have faith. Okay, so use this DICC code. And there was this one lady, okay, her husband had an accident and his shoulder had to times. He had to get surgery. He had to get surgery 3 times. And while healing that person or taking care of that person, that lady was so tired and so traumatized. And, you know, she kept thinking, oh my God, why is this happening to me? It's, you know, she got so burdened that she kind of manifested and her shoulder started aching. After a point, she kind of took that, right? And because she was so troubled and she was a caregiver, but then she was a wise one and she realized that somewhere she had manifested this because of her thoughts while healing her husband. So what she started doing is she started thanking her shoulder. She used to say, thank you, shoulder, for teaching me how important it is to be healthy. Thank you, shoulder, for giving me that lesson where I understand the need for flexibility because now I can't move. So she started thanking her shoulder every single day, just expressing love, because she realized instantly that she had manifested that because of her overthinking, her stress, that my life is so unfair. Why does this happen to me only? You know, I'm so tired. All these kind of thoughts had manifested and she had got that shoulder pain and she just changed the narrative. Please write this down. Change the narrative, change your self-talk, change it to the positive. So instead, and after changing it, go a step further and start tapping into the magic of love, of empathy, of gratitude, of those positive vibrations which are healing. You know, you can heal anything with love, right? You can heal anything in the world with love. So the day you start loving your body, the way you start accepting, if you have a knee pain, say thank you for teaching me this lesson that I need to be so careful about the way I need to handle my life, about having to exercise. You have taught me a lesson. I thank you for that. उसको कोसिए मत कि अरे यार मेरा पैर तो हमेशा ऐसा ही होता है, मेरा तो ये प्रॉब्लम है, मेरा वैसे मत बोलिए, कोसिए मत. Your body is hearing, your mind is hearing, and it is going to manifest in your body. So, friends, you need to be so careful. You need to be so careful about what you're speaking, what you're thinking, and that in turn is all that is stored in your body. The dis-ease, something which is not at ease. So, I will share a few of these lines which I picked up, which are very beautiful. But I hope you understood the essence of the code, DICCC code. It is a very simple technique to do. Do it at least 15, 20 times a day at the right time. Use the right language. Identify that one particular problem that you have. Okay, let's do this experiment for a minimum of, say, 1 month now. Find that one single problem that you have and that you want to solve, and start using that code. Start using that code with the kind of faith and excitement I'm talking about. You can see the conviction and the excitement, right? So just borrow that belief. Just borrow that belief, use this code, and from now on, be very mindful about your language. No ownership. From now on, no saying my headache. The headache has gone. The headache, the fact, the problem. Use the word now, be excessively specific, and you will actually get remarkable results. Are there any questions?
Shivani, can we do this for someone else also?
No.
No, you have to do it yourself.
Because this is about your own body. You can teach the other person, and in such a way that that person is convinced. Because see, you have to understand everything's about the feeling. It is about the feeling, right? So what you can do is teach, but this is not like you can do for another person. No, because your body and the person's mind and body is their own personal journey. That coordination. So I don't think it will work. Why don't you try? But I have my doubts.
No,
Shivani, I'm Rekha.
Mm-hmm.
Shivani,
Yeah.
I'm Rekha. And I had a severe knee pain. And I did this code, and my knee pain has reduced a lot. The first few days, though, it was like it wasn't there at all.
Wow. Amazing.
And I used to say, dear knees, you have been so helpful to me all these years. You have been holding my weight, making me run around, letting me climb stairs, letting me do everything. And now my dear knees, not my, only dear knees, because you said not to give ownership.
Yeah.
So dear knees, now please let me be what I was before. Please let me get normal. This is the time when I really, because I stay alone. So I said, this is the time when I really need your help, when I really need you to be the best. And it was working like magic. It was just magic. It was really,
So you see,
when I was so thrilled. Yeah. And it's even now I sit and talk to the knees whenever there is pain, and it works. It really works.
yeah. So what happens is, what you have done is you have taken the path of love and gratitude, right? And you're thanking your knees.
Yeah.
And once in a while, you can even command it. Okay. Use the DICC code also. So
First I give it the love, and then I give the DIC code. And direct it, instruct it, compel it, command it, code it to do what it has to do.
And
but it helps.
Rekha, so you're a believer, so it's working. Because you're a believer, I know you are, so that is why it is working so miraculously. I'm so glad you shared.
No, it was really so nice. Like I was really feeling so good. And I wanted to tell you about it, but you were abroad, so I didn't want to disturb you.
And I'm
But I said I must do this session again with you and tell you that it has really worked.
I hope
And I hope it works for
hearing.
all the others also.
Yeah, I hope everybody's hearing, because Rekha was there in the earlier session where there were 100 people, they couldn't join in. So I'm redoing this because I need to tell your live that, guys, you need to
Yeah.
do this. You need to do it. It's so powerful, this technique. Thank you, Rekha.
Yeah.
Should I do this for my feet? Of course, do it for any part of your body. Any part of your body. That is what it's supposed to be. Any other question? Don't use words like, oh my God, this is a nightmare, this is a disaster, all those big English language. Like, I'm an English honors graduate, so I love all these big, humongous, melodramatic words when you express, But now I've decided, my God, I have to be so careful. And the young generation also, we just use words like very commonly, nightmare, disaster, very emphatic words. But please, from now on, make sure we just change the lingo, change the negative and narrative, and use such humongous words for positive things. Oh my God, I'm invincible, I'm dramatic, I've got the most amazing body, my energy is so good, I can just climb any mountain, I can go to Everest base camp, my stomach is toned, I have the most, say things like that. Who cares? Your mind is listening and they say, okay, I better start working. Okay, so change the narrative. And like how Rekha said, friends, this works. Okay, if you don't believe me, believe her. But well, there's no reason not to believe. Any kind of infection in the body, surgery, yes. You, supposing you've had a surgery, command your body that I heal, I direct, instruct, command, and code you to go back to heal immediately now and go back to your original perfect self. You were born perfect. You were born perfect. It is later that we get all these negative things and we manifest that in our body. We know that, right? Disease, any kind of autoimmune disorders, all these kind of things all come from the mind. In fact, those who are in Calcutta, you all must be knowing Dr. P.K. Puvia. Dr. Puvia, we all go to him. So he was telling us, my dad, he's quite old. While walking, he just, he fell down. Okay, he fell down. After that, he's got a kind of trauma and he's not able to come out of it, and he's got very scared now. So we took him to the doctor. He said it's just that it's not the fall, it is the scare of falling that has kind of got into his mind, right? Post-traumatic stress disorder. So he was telling us the story. Dr. Puvia was earlier in London, and he was practicing in London, and he once went to a hospital where they had all these war veterans. Okay, and that hospital, all those war veterans who had a problem in the knee and they could not walk anymore. So they were all in the bed, and they were living there happily, but basically they were all invalid. And he used to be a visiting doctor there. And one day he was sleeping and he got a call that there is a fire in that hospital. Okay, and he just got out of bed and he ran, because those people are invalid, right? They can't run if there's a fire. And he went there and he saw all those burgers were standing outside busy smoking. One of them must have smoked and done the fire. Anyway, that this is all Dr. Puvia's thing. He was laughing and telling us just that when that fire came, their minds were telling them that you need to run. You have to save your life. All those people who were invalid for so many days and in the hospital, genuinely, they all ran out and came and saved themselves. This is a true story. See the power of the mind. They were all outside. They said, doctor said, like, I thought you all couldn't walk. And now you're all outside. There's a fire. They had to save themselves. Right? So these things happen. So these things happen. The power of the mind. You have to understand you have the most amazing mechanism that you are living in. It is just that we have to know how to command it, how to use the right language, how to talk to the body. Talk to it with love, with passion, with compassion, and the right words, with gratitude, with love, and then giving that kind of command and surety. It is just trying to gauge how sure she is of what she wants. Get my point? DICC is the brain or the body? No, you are talking. See, when you're talking through your brain or your mind, right? And then you say, I code my body. So the brain and the body is as it is linked. You're not coding your brain to do it. You're coding your body through your mind, through the words, through the thoughts which are in your mind. So it's linked. So I code my body. When you say you code the body, supposing you have a problem with your physical body, then you say I code my back, my knees, my whatever problem you have. If you have a problem of anxiety, if you have a problem of overthinking, if you have a problem, then you say I code my mind.
So, Auntie, this was in context of going to sleep.
Okay.
How do how you look great, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I've become round. No,
No, you haven't. That's why I can't believe when you said that you've put on weight. You're looking very nice.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, in terms of getting to sleep or falling asleep
Then you
quickly.
say that I code my mind.
Yeah, it's the mind, right, for sleep.
Then you code my mind and relax my body. Because many times when your body is also in disease, it's not peacefully rested, then your mind, you cannot sleep, right? So add both. I code my mind to absolutely be calm and peaceful and give me optimum sleep. The sleep quality has to be very good. It is not about the number of hours also, right? Sleep, which is, so you can add words there, you know, sleep which fulfills me, which gives me that rest, which rejuvenates me. Find those words. Which rejuvenates me, invigorates me, gives me the energy which I need to carry on another day. So just keep talking. Just keep
I'll
on
do that,
talking.
Auntie.
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
My husband, okay, whoever has this one, Shivani, my husband is always negative thoughts. Please suggest. Okay, you become positive slowly, you start influencing him. Trust me. Positive is always more powerful than negative. Instead of trying to change him, work on yourself. Your energy, your thoughts, your positivity. You know, when there is sunshine, there can be no darkness. So you become the sun. Your husband will change automatically and kind of detach yourself a bit. You don't, just because your husband, you don't have to be 24/7 linked to him emotionally. Cut cords. Because he's an individual, you are an individual, you need to conserve your energy so that you become so positive so that you can influence him. Yes, to remove numbness and blood flow evenly. Yeah, say this, that I remove, that my body is absolute. So what happens when your body is numb? It is not reacting normally to things, right? So just change that. So that my body is active, is sensitive. Or another thing, people who have skin problems. Okay, don't say I have sensitive skin. Just use this phrase. I have sensible skin. How does that sound? So your skin is so sensible, it will automatically heal itself. So use the right words. Enjoy this process of finding those good words. I have sensible skin. Do I say I code my leg pain or no, I code my body. See, wait 1 second. I direct, instruct, command, compel, and code my body. Okay, so code my, what was it, back pain or whatever, leg pain, to heal itself. Wait, what was the question? Yeah, code my, not my leg pain, code my leg. Please understand, you're not coding your leg pain, you're coding your leg so that it becomes strong and flexible and totally. Don't use the word pain free. Okay, pain free means your mind is only understanding pain. It doesn't understand the word free. The image that it gets when you say pain free is that of pain first. So say that I code my leg so that I can walk again with full vigor and energy. Any other questions? Has everybody got the the basic essence of what I wanted to teach? I'm sure. Okay, so it's already 4:32. So I'll just you all need to try this. Okay, you all need to try this and then you all will get amazing results. And I want you all to share so that I can share in the group and it will motivate everybody. Okay, Beena, you're going to do it.
Yeah. I like this session very much. I think this is very, very apt for us because we use such words.
We do it very,
Yeah.
we're not mindful, but now on we will be.
Yeah.
And
Every time we are seeing.
use this DICCC code.
Yeah, I'll try this. This is excellent.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank
you.
you, Shivani.
Thank you, Mr. Bhatia. I'll see you soon. Yeah.
You on 24th again.
Looking forward to that a lot.
Sure.
Okay. Chandu, use this code also further for your mind. Okay, that I code
Yeah.
my mind to relax and get optimum rest and sleep, so that I get up in the morning totally refreshed and full of energy. Use words like
Shivani, I need to do that too, to sleep well.
yeah. So whoever has this problem, just do it. I'm telling you now, it worked for my constipation every day in Europe. I used to code it at night. In the morning, I was amazed. I don't even bother nowadays. It's so magical. And like I said, my back pain, my eye, there are a whole lot of things which are getting solved. I just say it all the time nowadays. We found the power, so to say. Okay. Okay, bye. See you all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shivani.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.